What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and welcome back to the Road to Champion division without moving, panning, or zooming. So we're over on my second account today, we're playing Jules on Ranked, and we're going for Geoguessr's highest rank. Our first opponent here, very top of Gold division. Hopefully we'll get back into the Masters division, and then Champion division will not be far away. I see some Argentinian license plates on this first one here, black dot in the middle of the license plate. This is a fairly generic round, it doesn't feel like too much. So I think like Buenos Aires province makes sense here. That house almost feels a bit American, which is a meta for Mar del Plata, but I think this is more so just inland. So I might go Huin here, and we can take a look around once we've guessed, of course. So let's see what the vibes are here. If we move over, it definitely doesn't feel too far north, I could say that. Like, the architecture and the vegetation and everything feel kind of more central. And yeah, it was central, but instead south of Mendoza there. And yeah, this is the kind of rank where an opponent may get stressed out if you don't give them too much time. So yeah, guessing early is pretty essential, especially if you know the country. And here we go in the second round. Of course, as soon as you get to Masters Division, everything changes. But this one is actually not completely free. I think it's Tunisia. In fact, I'm relatively confident that it is, but I don't see anything that's like 100% proof here. It could still be Jordan. So our opponent's guessed pretty much immediately, so there must be some clue nearby that our opponent's used well. Is that English or French on the bin there? I can't quite make it out. I think I'm actually going to go for Tunisia here. Wait, actually, I'm not sure. This actually might be quite wrong. And yeah, I kind of figured it out based on the black base on the sign there that we might be wrong. And yeah, that was like the most decrepit, most downtrodden neighborhood I've ever seen in the UAE. I'm not even joking, must be the worst one. But okay, let's regress here with some early chilly guess and see if that's enough. That was a very, very interesting round. Honestly, UAE did not cross my mind until I hit guess. But there you go. This one's a pretty dry one compared to what I thought. It's going to be further north, yeah. So there we go, knockout, damaged by Kongs there. Honestly, just a pretty hard set of locations there. And yeah, we have to go again here, so that's okay. I mean, not the greatest start to the video we could have had, but you know, the Thai goat, you know, sometimes takes some time to get into things. But I think fast guessing is definitely in order here. This looks like a Hong Kong to me. Long white license plate. That's not typical Hong Kong, I would have thought. But everything does look like Hong Kong, especially with the mountain in the background. We know we're not in Singapore, which you guys know I sometimes struggle with. But okay, let's make our guess here. Yeah, yellow rear plates is also something you see in Hong Kong. But interesting that they have a variation in the length, because I think normally the short ones are more common. But yeah, long ones are apparently also well possible to see. I never even really figured that out. Okay, it was Hong Kong, and our opponent, despite being quite low rated here, getting it correct, I guess, with basic geographical knowledge, that Hong Kong is pretty gettable anyway. Next one here looks like it's going to be somewhere in Denmark to me. Denmark normally has more single-story houses than this, but apart from that, everything looks quite Danish, I would say. Yellow plate on that. What is that even? I'm just going to get... I actually want to look here once I've made my guess, because what is this? It's a yellow plate, but what's it on? Like, the car is just... Oh, it's a trailer. I was like, the car just, like, fades into nothing here. Because the trailer's angled down, I wasn't quite sure. I thought the fence behind it was part of the trailer, and I could not understand the perspective there at all. Okay, so our opponent here proving themselves to be pretty good so far. He's done 5 damage to us both rounds in a row. And here we are in Taiwan, I would say. This looks like a Taiwanese intersection to me. I think I'm going to put the pressure on here again. You just never know on a country like Taiwan when the opponent's just going to completely miss it. So let's see what... We have Taipei City. I like the look of our guess then. We've guessed on Taipei City. And yeah, it's going to be another completely equidistant guess here. This time only 3 points of damage. So in the first 3 rounds, we've only had 13 points of damage. That's actually crazy. This one feels like Russia or Ukraine. Looks like actually might be Ukraine here. White car. Yeah, I feel like you do see that occasionally in Ukraine. I was thinking of like one of these cities here. I'm not really sure which one's actually going to be the case. It kind of felt southern to me though. And I don't think it's Donetsk, because I think Donetsk normally has different coverage. So yeah, why not here? I mean, it's probably further north now that I look around. Oh, it actually was Odessa, nice. Yeah, I think the alternative cars might be more common there. Our opponent goes all the way up in Corvel. Not a terrible guess by any stretch, but we get pretty close there. So we're moving on to the Maltese here. Finally some damage dealt. This looks like New Zealand for sure. How far north? I think it's the North Island. I'm just going to go Hamilton. Hamilton has a lot of hills around it that kind of look like this, quite green. This could also be Northland easily, because of these rolling hills here. I think that's quite Northland vibe. The kind of dirt-ish road is also very common in Northland. And yeah, it was up there indeed. But we have done enough damage there with that guess, and our opponent, who played valiantly, to be honest, the near flawless victory did not reflect how well our opponent played, but we gained 10 rating off that, so hopefully just one more victory here against Kubson will be enough to net us the rank up, which we probably should have gotten on game 1, but that's okay. Okay, so next one here. Looks like we're going to be somewhere in Montenegro, I think. Black cap on the bollard there. So I would say Montenegro is the most likely on this occasion. That bollard you also see like you see a variant of it in like Serbia, then you see Slovenia and Austria having it too. We do have an antenna here, so Serbia being very unlikely. It looks like northern Montenegro to me. In fact, it looks like Albania. But yeah, had to be pretty much Montenegro with that bollard. Not a bad guess from our opponent. Definitely looked like Italy in terms of landscape, but the bollard there being the big difference. Okay, next one here. Is this a bit of Peru action? Or no, Colombia actually with these yellow plates, I would say. Yeah, indeed, Colombia. I don't really see a good reason not to go Bogota here. Just because Bogota, you know, it has a ton of coverage. Our opponent guesses, so we actually have a bit of a respite to check out what we actually think here. Yeah, the vibes are completely neutral. It doesn't feel quite north, it doesn't feel quite south. And it's definitely Colombia, so I'm going to go Bogota, and it was, yeah. So that's good. Yeah, Bogota also is quite flat. Like, it has massive mountains right here, but when you actually get to the suburbs, pretty much flat, in terms of the topography there, so that's pretty useful. This is an easy Hungary. We have the most Hungarian-looking house of all time right here. Square Minecraft house with a really nice and symmetrical roof there, and our opponent goes in Romania. Very reasonable guess, but the winter coverage like this is much more common in Hungary, definitely. Okay, next one here is going to be somewhere in northern South Africa, I think, with these bushes on the side of the road. More trees than bushes there, but actually it's going to be Eswatini. Now, Eswatini only has the Generation 3 camera, which is this one with the white car at the back, so yeah, that's really a good way to distinguish, because South Africa doesn't have that much of it, and yeah, that was Eswatini indeed. Our opponent goes in Chile. Very reasonable guess, honestly. If you just went a little bit further south, that actually would have made sense as a guess, but the yellow outer lines here, and oh no, we don't make it. Well, actually, technically speaking, that's good, because we want to play in Gold Division as long as we can. The Master Division players are very hard to beat on no moving, panning, or zooming, and we're against Kubson again here. Kubson. And will he recognize Hungary for the second time? Well, this one could actually be Czechia. I think it's just going to be Hungary again. Yeah, it is. Very flat farmland. I think you often get this kind of really open farmland near the Serbian border. And yeah, the avenues of trees. Yeah, this had to be like somewhere down here in my opinion. The avenues of trees also very Hungarian for whatever reason. It's one of those countries where you do see them quite often. Next one here looks like Thailand to me. This is a very Thai fence with the kind of indents inside it. And yeah, the clear satellite dish, I believe that's also a Thai meta, right? I'm trying to think if this could be Indonesian. No, we have Thai language as well. So this kind of feels maybe a bit further north or something like that to me. Or just not Bangkok. I think this is not Bangkok. I'm going to go in like one of the other kind of minor cities out this way instead. And okay, it was in a minor city, but not the vibe I had. So losing 280 points there. Good job by Kubson to bring back the jewel into his favor. Next one here is going to be Switzerland with the low camera, which is only found in a few countries, of course. Switzerland, the only one having it in Europe. And the vibes here are pretty... I don't really have a good vibe. I'm going to click in the middle. That is... honestly, sometimes I feel like I know. This time it was just good to be humble, and our opponent gets another good guess here, guessing that Western vibe. So we are actually in a deficit going into round number 4 here. It looks to be maybe like Greece or something here. Hard to say. Yeah, the double white line is very Greek, and then I think these houses might look a bit Greek as well. Is it Peloponnesian or a bit further north? I think the vibes were firstly a bit further north, but I could also see Peloponnesian here. Well, I do think actually the trees and stuff feel a bit further north. They don't feel too warm climate. So we'll see if I'm right about that. This kind of, oh yeah, we got a really nice guess there. That kind of coverage with the kind of autumnish stuff is pretty common as well. Montenegro is not a terrible guess there. I can definitely understand that. Did kind of feel more north. Because the trees kind of looked a bit more cold climate, but that was actually just simply, we have to guess quickly here, that was simply a result of the elevation. So this is really tough. We have the Black Geoguessr, so it should be Russia. It feels relatively warm. Yeah, it does. Could this be Vladivostok? I believe not. I believe not. I'm gonna go like Penza here. I'm really not sure. This is somewhere Western Russia, I think. And wow, it's actually Eastern Russia. Or wow, Ukraine guess. Understandable. It was actually near Yekaterinburg there. Something about the trees definitely made me think it was gonna be a warmer city than that, but east of Urals is definitely it's wild there. I'm glad we didn't get a better opponent on this duel. But okay, this one should be somewhere in, I think, Bolivia? Yeah, I think Bolivia is most likely here. And if it's Bolivia, it should be La Paz. And if it's La Paz, it should be El Alto, in my opinion. Let's take a look around. Yeah, we have the White Car, so that's good. And it was, you know, on the border between El Alto, I guess, and actually La Paz proper. I don't actually know which one that would be considered. Probably La Paz, but we got the right city, which is good. Okay, next one here. It's not always easy to get the right city, NMPZ. Next one here. Ooh, it's actually more difficult than you'd think, this one. Bit of a pink road. I think France is most likely, but the farmland is quite dry, so that makes me think it's not UK. I do also think we have to guess pretty quickly here. I think I'm just gonna go France. It's kind of in the middle of what's possible. It could still be the UK. It looks like the UK, but I think this has to be like the middle of summer to look like that. Yeah, it is actually. Wow, England. And our opponent goes Slovakia. Very fortunately. I mean, it looked like nothing. But against a better opponent, we would have simply got wrecked there. We are in the Master Division now. Let's hit play again. Let's see if we can hold out in the Master Division. That would be really nice. Because obviously this is not easy. From here on in, guys, also the map changes now. We're using the official World Cup map. We're playing against a guy with no moving at the moment, so this is interesting. Okay, round, concrete pole, very red dirt. This is actually a difficult round. 2022 copyright. Is this actually Brazil? Oh gosh. Wait. Think logically. We have a round pole here. This actually has to be in Indonesia, I think. Why am I missing this? Oh no. This is actually terrible. I can't think of it. It's not Colombia, right? Wait. I just have to go Brazil here. I can't think of what else it would be. Oh no, it was Kenya. What a disastrous first round. Well, we don't have Maltese, so at least we stay alive. But that is not only a really hard Kenya, but what is that pole? Like, it didn't have a top, which just makes it really hard to guess Kenya there, I feel. Okay, this one, double yellow line. We're actually in, what is going on here, guys? This is a Yamaguchi yellow guardrail? Or are we in the Philippines? I think we have to be in the Philippines, but this feels so strange. Okay, I think it has to be the Philippines. I think I figured it out. Sometimes you do get yellow guardrails there. Surely this isn't Japan. Okay, we're good. Oh, it's Taiwan. No, yellow guardrail in Taiwan. Oh no. Man, this did not look, oh wow, here goes Japan. Fair enough. That did not look anything like, oh my gosh. Wow, yes, Kenya. I guess it's easy with the car meta, but then he misses a very easy Taiwan there with the poles. We just couldn't see him. Oh my gosh, this was a very bad start. This is Colombia, at least. What does it feel more like? Actually, kind of feels like southwestern to me. That's the kind of vibe I get here. Popayan, maybe? Something like that. I feel like this is a good guess. We actually have a mini cross on this sign, which is hilarious. We're up in the mountains here. It actually was southern. That's a good guess. Opponent goes middle there. So, we actually bring it back, surprisingly. After 2 bad guesses, now we, honestly, we've done good damage on those last 2. So, yeah, we could actually do some damage here. This one looks like, Cambodia to me. Yeah, we've got a blue roof in the background, so this should be Cambodia. Just something in the middle of the country, like in this kind of farming region here. I'm just gonna hedge it on this occasion. Yeah, these are Cambodian poles. Stilts houses with blue roofs. Very, very strong meta for Cambodia. And look, we have the terrible camera here. And our opponent goes in Thailand. Very reasonable guess. Another country with a lot of blue roofs. And yeah, we do a bit more damage there. So we could actually win our first game in Masters here. I really want to win this game. And we have 1.5 times damage here. Ooh. They look like Danish barns to me. But it could also be Netherlands. It is hard to say which of the two. It's dead flat, you know? And I don't see the copyright. It's dead flat. That's the thing. Like, it looks more like, I think the houses felt more Danish. No, the little bike lane. We have to trust the bike lane here, guys. We have to trust the bike lane, right? Okay, we do. It's a good decision, man. Without the bike lane, I think I go Netherlands, Denmark, because the building in the background really looked Danish. I guess because it was a German building right on the border there, but gosh. Okay, next one here. No time to complain. We are in the Philippines, and we don't get much here. We don't get much. Tuk-tuk is interesting, doesn't really give me too much info. Lots of palms, though. This gave me a north vibe at first, but I think I have to trust the palms here and hedge it a bit more south. And also, if we guess later here, we're unlikely to get knocked out unless he has some really crazy guess. And he says he's playing no move, so yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything that's too useful, and it was north. It was my vibe. It was my vibe to click Manila. But at least we survive. He also goes for a southern hedge with us because of all the palms, I guess. Okay, next one here. 2.5 times damage. And we are in Portugal, Spain, something like that. Might click on the border between the two countries on this occasion. Of course, he's going to have a lot of info here. And actually, this map is a lot of times panned away from the road, as you can see, on rounds like this. So it makes it difficult. So what do we have here? Probably, oh, that's actually Portuguese, so at least I've clicked on the border here. We're kind of likely, I think, to get rather close. So I don't feel, I feel like we survived this round, even if he gets Portugal correct. And, oof, he goes in Brazil. He saw the Portuguese, but he did not see the European vibes. And yeah, there we go. That's actually a win. What a hairy start to the Master Division. But we actually gained 17 points there, which is pretty huge. Good job to Cole, who was playing no moving there. So pretty legit stuff. And, yeah, we play a 1,000 rated plus player here. This is crazy. If we can win this, it's massive stonks. So let's just see if we can. We have what appears to be Korean language here. Yeah, it's Korean. I don't think it's Jeju, but it's very green here. I just have to click middle. I'm too skill issued at Korea to actually go for a fancy guess. But I do wonder if it could be Jeju, because Jeju has a bit of that tropical vibe. And, you know, it is possible to be there. No, it's actually going to be just down south. I mean, that makes sense with the amount of greenery we had, but I don't know, Korea just like, it's up north and I miss it completely, and then I'm like, why didn't I just click middle? And so that's what I do these days. It really is the case. Okay, next one here. It's US. We really have to go quickly here because I don't have a strong vibe, but our opponent is liable to get pretty close here if we let him. So I think I'm just going to click in the middle here. I think the vibes are broadly kind of southern with this kind of tree here. But that's really, I'm going to go Knoxville, Tennessee. I think it's somewhere eastern. I think we're fine there. It kind of looks like Georgia, but then again, it could just as easily be Pennsylvania. So that's kind of my my assessment of this round. And okay, it was actually Georgia. Atlanta, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, to be honest. But our opponent also just going for a similar guess. So honestly, this has been a fantastic start. But when the multis kick in, that's when we really test my skill. Okay, this looks like Brazil, of course. Is it northern Brazil? We have a lot of these tall coconut palms. You see those quite a lot north, but this kind of pole layout is very southern looking. So, in conclusion, I don't really know. I'm going to go for a risky guess north here. The reason is because I just spied some sugarcane in the background here. That is common north. It's also common south. So let's see the houses. Okay, the houses look good for north. I think we are in the right region. And I think we could do massive damage here. And yeah, we are in the right region. Our opponent goes Tocantins, just the middle hedge. That's going to be a clean 1.6k damage there. Pretty good NMPZ guess. And here we move to some Nigeria with the black follow car. This feels southeasterly, but it could... Oh, we have tuk-tuks, though. I kind of like to guess southwesterly with tuk-tuks. So I might just hedge it here. No, I'm going to try something. I'm going to go southwesterly instead. I'm going to go Ibadan. No, I'm going to go Akure. Just because I feel like, yeah, you do see that kind of, what's I trying to say? The tuk-tuks here around that region more so. And also we saw someone, okay, it's just halfway. It actually was eastern. And we also had someone dressed in Muslim clothing, which is interesting because this is definitely a Christian part of Nigeria, but of course they still exist down there, no doubt about it. Okay, next one here. This is Mexico, I believe, and a very tropical Mexico. There's not too many places this can be, I feel. It's somewhere along the coast. Oh, our opponent guesses quickly. It kind of looks like Colima or Michoacan or something like that. We have very weird, like, kind of stone architecture here, which makes me think it might be even closer to Mexico City. So I might just hedge it here. It could be North Coast as well. Oh, gosh, it was Guatemala. That's why it felt so strange. And yeah, we obviously take 3.7k damage there. Not an ideal round. Man, that's a hard... I mean, this is a difficult map to begin with, but that's a hard round right there. And this is no easier. What is this? Mexico, northern Mexico, I think. Yeah. The sun is completely unuseful here, which is really frustrating. I have to go for it, don't I? Yeah. It feels maybe a bit like Chihuahua or Coahuila or something like that. Looking around? Okay. The Google car fits. It's very agricultural though, so it's probably further... It's like probably on the Texan border or on the Californian border, so we hedge here. We probably survive, unless there's a cracked guess from our opponent. And wow, actually was just in Durango there. Oh yeah, that's where also you get some... wow, we won! Okay! That was also where you get some of that agriculture. We get 22 points. GG to our opponent. And we are solidly in the Master Division now. I'm starting to believe that this series is actually possible. I wasn't quite sure if it still was in 2023, when everyone's so much better now, but... That was a solid game. That was, again, we've had some major mishaps, but things have honestly not gone too bad for us. Okay, next one here. They have a little message about Googling. That's kind of interesting. But this one looks to be somewhere in Italy. And the vibes? We have some Rome trees. These are known as Rome trees. So I wonder if I'll just click Rome. I don't think it's actually Rome here. I think it might be further... I don't know which direction. I'll go Terni. But I do think it's somewhere in central Italy on this occasion. Ooh, this building kind of feels a bit further north. It ends up being all the way down in the south of the boot near Bari. Now, it was quite a flat round, but that's not the vibe I got even when I looked around there, so a difficult one. Next one here feels like near Melbourne, to me. Acacia Road. Oh, we have a Victorian bollard, so yeah, we have to be somewhere near Melbourne here. So yeah, this bollard over here, with the blue reflector, unique to Victoria. And very, very useful indeed, actually. So, yeah. And also the single yellow line, single white line, if you're in New South Wales, you would have a double white line, which is quite useful as well. They almost never use single white lines. And there we go. Massive plays again here. 4.8k damage there in Victoria. To be fair, it felt quite European, but you got to look at those eucalyptus trees, the ones with the white bark. That is how you get Australia. This round is much, much, much more difficult. I do not know where we are off the bat here. The road is really pale. It makes me think of Southeastern Europe. I think I might just go for a guess there. It kind of feels like it might be North Greece or something like that. Can I see an obvious copyright anyway here? 2022? Okay, so we have to switch off Greece. Then I guess I'll go in southern Bulgaria. Or maybe this could be Romania as well, actually. Yeah, I think in hindsight it's actually Romania, and I just didn't think of it until I clicked guess, unfortunately. But, yeah, not too bad. We should be pretty close here. I would say like it's maybe eastern Romania or southern, so it shouldn't be too far. And yeah, it was Eastern Romania there. Not a bad guess from our opponent, who hangs on for dear life here. 500 damage is actually a pretty good result for him. Next one here, we're in India. India, I've done a bit of studying on. This is maybe a Maharashtra tuk-tuk, auto rickshaw. And the rest of the round is quite mountainous. So yes, we could... what do we do here? We could and a quick guess as well. We could definitely be downtown Mumbai. I just worry that this could be elsewhere as well, but we do have big mountains there, so I think I like it. Let's take a look around. I'll leave my guess there. It feels kind of northern, doesn't it? I'm not so sure about the tuk-tuk then. Oh, and it was just downtown Mumbai. Our opponent goes northern, as I probably would have, maybe if I knew more of the round, but hey, we just had to trust the tuk-tuk there, and yeah, we get 18 points again there. So, oh, wow, we even got a gold reward here. That is fantastic. So I think I'm going to end off the video there. Let's actually see how we've gone all in all, because this was a very successful episode. After the first guess, look at that, we're not even that far off Mr. Zigzag there, but we are actually into the top 10,000 players here. Yeah, this has actually been quite a successful little foray into the Master Division. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more of this, then of course there is more coming. Just give the video a like, leave a comment, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this was a good little game. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.